Did you know that in 1923 something fascinating happened involving the appeal to authority fallacy? Back then a lot of studies suggested that smoking had health benefits, particularly for respiratory conditions like asthma. However, these studies lacked scientific rigor and design. It wasn't until the 1950s and 1960s that evidence began to accumulate linking smoking to serious health problems like lung cancer and heart disease. Despite mounting evidence, the tobacco industry continued to use the appeal to authority fallacy, hiring experts to endorse their products and downplay the risks of smoking. One of the most notable examples of this occurred in 1923 when a widely circulated advertisement for a brand of cigarettes featured an endorsement from a doctor claiming that smoking their cigarettes was good for one's health. Many people, even academics and other doctors, were swayed by the advertisement and began smoking cigarettes under the false belief that it was actually good for their health. This advertisement was a prime example of the appeal to authority fallacy, where the credibility of an authority figure was used to support an argument that was not necessarily true. This fallacy is a common occurrence in many areas of life, including advertising, politics, and even in academic research. It can be especially dangerous when it comes to matters of health and safety, as in the case of smoking. When people blindly trust an authority figure without critically examining the evidence, they may put themselves and others at risk. Sadly, it took several decades for accurate scientific evidence on the dangers of smoking to break through the tangled web of media, PR, bought doctors, poorly designed and fake studies, and political corruption. This cautionary tale highlights how relying on fallacious reasoning can have serious real-life consequences, and serves as a reminder to remain vigilant against similar tactics in other industries today. The example of the cigarette advertisement from 1923 serves as a cautionary tale about the appeal to authority fallacy and its potential risks. This type of manipulation has happened on a large scale in the past, and it took decades for the truth to emerge. It's important to remember that this could happen again today in other industries. Therefore, it's crucial for individuals to always critically examine the evidence, seek out information from all sources, and make informed decisions that could impact their health and well-being. Hey rational rebels! Welcome to the arena of reason, the very place we train our minds to spot cognitive pitfalls. This is Chris from Critical Conditioning, where we strive for cognitive precision and free our minds from that mental prison. Today, we're exploring the appeal to authority, a fallacy where someone argues that a claim is true because an authority figure or expert supports it, without considering the evidence. We'll delve into the psychology behind this fallacy and how it can affect our critical thinking and decision-making. Before we delve into this intriguing topic, remember to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the notification bell to stay updated with our mind-strengthening content. If you find our podcast valuable, consider supporting us through PayPal using the link in the description. Your support helps us continue our mission of promoting rational thinking. Also, please share this episode with someone you know who might be interested in understanding the appeal to authority fallacy. Supercharge your mind, hit subscribe, don't be left behind. Let's get started. Now that we've seen a real-world example of the appeal to authority fallacy, let's explore some concrete studies on this topic. A study published in the Journal of Experimental Social Psychology in 2009 investigated the appeal to authority fallacy in the context of political endorsements. The researchers found that when a political candidate was endorsed by a high-status authority figure, people were more likely to vote for the candidate, regardless of their qualifications or policies. This shows that the appeal to authority fallacy can have a significant impact on decision-making, even in important contexts like politics. Another study, published in the Journal of Applied Social Psychology in 2011, examined how the appeal to authority fallacy could influence consumer behavior. The researchers found that when an advertisement featured an endorsement from a perceived expert, consumers were more likely to purchase the product, even if the expert's qualifications were unrelated to the product being sold. This demonstrates the persuasive power of the appeal to authority fallacy in marketing and advertising. A third study that highlights the dangers of the appeal to authority fallacy is the famous Milgram experiment conducted in the 1960s. The experiment showed that participants were willing to administer deadly electric shocks to a stranger, simply because an authority figure instructed them to do so. This study revealed how blindly following authority figures, without questioning the morality or consequences of one's actions, can lead to dangerous and harmful behavior. It serves as a reminder of the importance of critical thinking, independent decision-making, and learning more about biases and fallacies. The appeal to authority fallacy can be found in a variety of real-world scenarios. Here are 12 examples that you might be familiar with. 1. A celebrity endorses a weight loss product, even though they have no expertise in nutrition or health. 2. A parent tells their child, "You should listen to me because I'm older and wiser." 3. A company claims their product is superior because it's recommended by a famous scientist, even though the scientist has no expertise in that product category. 4. A politician cites a single study or expert to support their position, ignoring the larger body of research on the topic. 5. An infomercial claims that a fitness product is effective because it's endorsed by a professional athlete. 6. A religious leader claims their interpretation of a holy text is correct because they have a direct line to the divine. 7. A person argues that their opinion on a controversial topic is correct because a respected public figure shares the same view. 8. A news anchor uses a quote from a well-known journalist to support their own opinion, without examining the evidence presented in the quote. 9. A student cites a single source for a research paper, without considering other perspectives or counterarguments. 10. A doctor prescribes a medication because it's recommended by a pharmaceutical representative, rather than based on the patient's individual needs. 11. A sports commentator suggests that a team will win because they have a legendary coach, ignoring the skill and preparation of the players. 12. A company claims their product is eco-friendly because it's endorsed by an environmental organization, even though the product has harmful ingredients or practices. Individual differences can make some people more susceptible to the appeal to authority fallacy. 1. Those who have a tendency to be more obedient or deferential to authority figures are more likely to accept their claims without question. 2. People who lack confidence in their own knowledge or decision-making abilities are more likely to defer to an authority figure's opinion. 3. Individuals who have a high need for certainty or closure may be more likely to rely on an authority figure's opinion to resolve ambiguity or uncertainty. 4. People who are more susceptible to social influence tend to accept an authority figure's opinion, particularly if it is endorsed by a group or community they value. 5. Individuals who are less inclined to seek out all perspectives and information may be more likely to rely on the opinion of an authority figure as a shortcut to decision-making. To spot the appeal to authority fallacy, pay close attention to the sources being used to support an argument. If the source is an authority figure whose expertise is unrelated to the topic at hand, or if the argument relies solely on the authority's endorsement without providing additional evidence, it's likely an appeal to authority fallacy. To avoid falling victim to the appeal to authority fallacy, first, recognize that authority figures are not always right and can be subject to biases and errors in judgment. Be willing to question their claims and seek out additional evidence to support or refute their position. Second, develop your critical thinking skills and learn to evaluate the quality of evidence presented in arguments and learn more about biases and fallacies. This will help you discern when an appeal to authority is being used inappropriately and when it might actually be valid. Third, be aware of your own cognitive biases and emotions that might lead you to be more susceptible to the appeal to authority fallacy. For example, if you find yourself more likely to trust a certain authority figure because you share their political or ideological beliefs, recognize that this bias might be influencing your judgment and strive to evaluate their claims objectively. So, rational rebels, what are your thoughts on this fallacy? Have you or someone you know experienced a similar situation? Share your perspective with the community and in the comments below. Your support is incredibly valuable to us. If you can, please consider making a donation through the PayPal link in the description. Every contribution helps us continue creating content that promotes critical thinking. Thank you for being a part of our mission. Keep your mind sharp, raise your banner with a like, enlist and subscribe to become a rational rebel alike, avoiding all the pitfalls that may come your way. This is Chris from Critical Conditioning, signing off for today.